There was a gun barrel against his head. Sage was thrust into what he could only describe as his worst nightmare. A cold sweat formed on his back as he blinked his eyes, staring up into the darkness of his bedroom. His eyes crossed as he tried to stare at the object pressed between his eyes. As hard as he tried, nothing came forth from his lips, and the look of utter terror was pasted on his face. "Sorry, kid. You saw something you weren't supposed to see." That voice seemed to come from the darkness itself before he heard a loud bang and everything went white. "Is this a dream? Have I died?" There was only endless silence. He tossed around countless questions, yet no answer came. After an endless stretch of blank whiteness, a soft voice echoed all around him, speaking of a karmic bond and a second chance granted to sever their fate. Before Sage could demand who the speaker was, the white light faded into total darkness, leaving a thin thread of hope lingering in his mind. Suddenly, he jolted upright, tearing free of the heavy bed sheets. Every sense returned all at once, sharp and vivid. He touched, smelled, and even licked the bedding to confirm he was alive, convinced the gunshot was nothing but a horrific nightmare until he took in his strange surroundings. His TV vanished, replaced by an unfamiliar Asian wooden wardrobe, and the whole room felt oddly oversized. When he lifted his hands, he froze. They were the tiny palms of an 8-year-old child. A shrill juvenile scream burst from his throat. He touched his face, finding all his features completely altered, with a cloth wrapped tight around his head. Panic spiked until the wooden door creaked open. An elderly man walked in, towering over his small frame. Sage craned his neck upward, utterly confused by the foreign tongue rolling off the man's lips, yet somehow, he understood every single word perfectly. When he tried to ask where he was, his own words spilled out in that same alien language, sending another wave of shock crashing over him. The old man, later known as Uncle Zhang, pressed his palm to Sage's forehead and sighed with relief that his fever had broken. He revealed Sage had laid unconscious for days after sneaking into the abandoned old mine, and the whole family feared he would not wake. Sage's mind swirled with transmigration, amnesia, and a brand new world all at once. Uncle Zhang left to fetch a bowl of congee to restore his strength. Left alone, Sage dragged his bruised, aching body to a desk mirror. Staring at the young Asian boy's reflection, he could barely wrap his mind around the truth. A middle-aged white programmer shot dead in his bedroom had woken inside the body of an 8-year-old orphan. When Uncle Zhang returned with food, Sage claimed full memory loss to hide his bizarre secret. Uncle Zhang's face softened with sorrow as he explained everything. This body belonged to Lang Xing, an orphan. His mother died in childbirth. Father perished serving the Lang branch clan. Uncle Zhang was his only living blood relative. Before leaving, he dropped a critical line: once Sage's wounds fully healed, he would begin formal cultivation training. Sage had zero clue what cultivation entailed, and he had no idea the abandoned mine that crippled young Langshan held mountains of untold treasures that would upend his entire life down the line. Cultivation is the process by which we build the mind, body, and spirit. With special techniques, we gather the energy of the heavens and earth, using it to transform ourselves into higher beings. A few weeks later, all of Sage's bruises faded completely. Uncle Zhang sat in their courtyard lecturing him on cultivation. Sage had accepted his transmigration reality. If this was a dream, there was no waking from it. So he resolved to make the most of this new world. To him, cultivation sounded exactly like the level-up system from his favorite video games. Uncle painted breathtaking scenes of legendary cultivators riding flying swords, slicing mountains with single strikes and commanding clouds with a wave of a hand. Sage's eyes lit up, imagining he could become a real superhero. He pressed the elder for details on the cultivation progression path, learning the fixed ranks: key building, key condensation, seed forming, foundation building, and core building. Higher realms existed, but lower-rank clansfolk like them were never told their names. Sage also learned their status. The Lang were merely a minor branch subservient to the powerful Chong clan, a faction ruling all insect, arachnid, worm, and small reptile spirit cultivators. Uncle Zhang confessed he traded every personal favor he owned with clan elders just to secure Sage permission to train, to avoid punishment for sneaking into the deadly mine. He unrolled a set of vertical bamboo slips titled Mantis Heart Manual, the exclusive core cultivation art of the Lang branch, far superior to standard military texts. The practice only required specific seated hand poses paired with a strict breathing rhythm to draw ambient chi into the body. Sage followed the instructions for hours daily, clearing his mind just as he'd seen in anime, yet sensed nothing for days on end. He doubted an earth transplant could ever connect to this world's energy, but kept practicing anyway. Hours into one evening's meditation, he slipped into a deep trance, his consciousness drifting loose from his physical form, frightening him back to awareness. Night had fallen, Uncle Zhang departed, leaving a meal tray beside him. To his shock, his limbs felt light and loose, no stiffness after hours of rigid stillness. When he voiced his lack of progress, Uncle Zhang warned sensing chi could take weeks depending on natural talent. Sage resumed meditation each dawn after breakfast. With little else to occupy his time, too old for the young children's literacy classes, with an empty bedroom and no desire to play childish games. Meditation at least made the endless days pass faster. Nearly a full week of consistent practice passed before Sage caught faint, ribbon-like wisps of energy drifting into his lungs as he breathed the required rhythm. He'd finally sensed chi for the first time. Yet his joy faded the instant Uncle Zhang delivered the verdict on his innate gift. His cultivation talent was merely mediocre, no overpowered cheat or innate genius boost waiting for him.